thank you so much for coming. It looks like there's about 250 of us kind of getting in here right now. So welcome. If you're here with us live, it's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to have you. There's a power, I think, in practicing live together and all being present together. So thank you so much for making the time to show up live. If you are watching this as a recording, you're also very welcome. I know everybody's schedules are a little bit different and not everybody can always make it at the exact same time. So if you're watching this as a recording, totally get it and totally understand. So just so you know, this is a month-long course. We're meeting every Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Tuesdays, there will be a guest teacher with me. The first one will be Soren Salzberg. And then on Thursdays, we will just be us in community, which is what we're going to do today. And Thursdays will include a mindfulness practice, meditation practice, and then some time for human connection. You do not have to stay for the entire hour. I know some people are driving their kids to schools or needing to pick up this or pick up that. So if you want to come and just meditate for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you need to bounce, fully understandable. Use this as you will. If you can't make every meditation session, don't worry about it, you're okay. One of the things I do want to encourage is we have this month of September, and my encouragement is to think about what's an intention that you want to set for this month, particularly an intention around what feels right as a daily commitment to meditation practice. Does it feel right to say a minute? Does it feel right to say 5 minutes? Does it feel like to say 30 minutes? So just take a moment right now and see if you can contemplate for a second and see what answer you get. And see if you can kind of make your own silent commitment to what it is for this month that you want to commit to. It could be one breath, actually. You're going to take one mindful breath every month. Or you might be like, you know what, I'm going to try and sit for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. So my encouragement is to make that commitment and to do your very, very best to follow through with that. Of course, there may be days where you're feeling sick or something happens or the kids need to go here early or who knows what happens in life. But my encouragement would be see if you can find a commitment for this month and do your best to follow through with that commitment. Part of the reason I wanted to bring this course to life was I know that in our world today, there can be 10,000 different things that all get our attention. Including social media and reading the news and doing all these things. And I find myself sometimes and my friends saying like, yeah, I wish I could meditate. I know it's important, but I just don't have the time. And yet I know that's not really true. Like most of us can find the time. Most of us can find 2 minutes here, 30 minutes there, an hour there. So this month is to really support you in cultivating and making that time. And for me, there's something really powerful about doing it in community, about doing it together, where we can see each other's faces and we know that we're kind of practicing together. Of course, whenever we sit to meditate or we're present, there's somebody across the world that's also doing that same act in that moment. So we're kind of never really alone. But at the same time, there's a certain power in just being together at the same moment, in the same time, on the same Zoom call. So that's the intention for this month. I'm really excited to have some amazing guest teachers. So the first Tuesday is Soren Salzberg. We also have Rhonda McGee, John Kabat-Zinn, Trudy Goodman, who will all be joining us, and they'll be leading different types of meditations, and they'll also be answering questions. So if I'll be also guiding meditations on Thursday, if you want to listen to me and follow my instructions, that's awesome. If you have your own type of meditation you want to do and you just kind of want to tune me out or tune someone else out and practice yourself, that's also, you're also welcome to do that. Part of the inspiration for this course was seeing the world that we're living in now, which is so fast-paced and so on and so constantly in motion. It's so easy just to become a doer in life, where we're just constantly doing, constantly kind of reacting to life and constantly in a bit of a frenzy. And that's just not a really good way to live. It's not helpful for our sleep. It's not helpful for our body. It's not helpful for our relationships to be kind of constantly moving, constantly on. So by having this time where we come together, we can actually practice and cultivate this part of ourselves that's more focused on being and less on doing, where we just can be present with the moment as it is. So that when we go back to our job or go back to relating to our kids or go back to whatever we're doing, hopefully we can show up with just a little more presence, a little more love, a little more patience, a little more kindness. But if we're not taking care of our inner life, we're not really taking care of our own awareness, it's very hard to be there for another person. So I want to welcome you. It's really wonderful to have you. If you want to say hello in the chat, it looks like there's 97 chats. I'm not be able to always read all the chats. We have my colleague here, Alex, who will be kind of doing her best to kind of follow the chats. So if you have something that you want to bring to my attention, you can put it in the chats and Alex will do her best to bring it to my attention. All right. So that's a little bit of the intro on the power of presence and kind of what we're all doing together. Again, it's really wonderful to all, have you here and to just see you and be with you. I know we're all in different time zones. Some are in Europe and it's evening. Some are on the West Coast and East Coast. So regardless, you're very welcome. I'm going to invite you to please sit in a way that expresses both presence and also ease. So feel free to kind of take a position or ask your body, if I was to sit in a way that expressed both ease and focus, how would I sit? You may notice yourself sitting a little more upright. You may notice yourself putting your hands somewhere on your thighs. You may notice yourself relaxing your shoulders, expanding your chest slightly. So see if you can find a posture and sit in a way that expresses both ease and alertness. And wherever you put your hands or wherever you decide, see if you can stay in that position for the next 20 or so minutes as best you can. If you have to move, you can move. But see if you can, if you put your hands on your lap, see if you can keep your hands still for the next 20 minutes. And if you're sitting with your posture in a certain way, see if you can keep your posture still for the next 20 minutes. And next, I'm going to invite you to either lower your gaze or just gradually let your eyes close. And just notice what it's like to sit here with your eyes closed. As you do, you may notice that the capacity for hearing becomes more noticeable. So just noticing what sounds emerge as you close your eyes. We're not trying to hear certain sounds, we're just allowing sounds to come our way. And next, bringing your attention to your body, sitting right here, right now. Noticing the sensations of your feet on the floor. If you're sitting in a chair. The pressure of your buttocks on the chair or the cushion, depending on what you're sitting on. Noticing the sensations of your hands on your lap or folded in front of you. Noticing the flow or rhythm of the breath in the belly. As the breath comes in and out. You may also notice sensations at the chest as the breath expands and contracts with each inhalation and each exhalation. Noticing all the different sensations in the body. And there's nothing we need to try to figure out or fix or change. It's simply aware. And inviting body and mind settle in this moment right now as it is. Being as present as you can for this inhalation, this next exhalation. If it helps, you can focus on one place, possibly the belly or the chest or the nostrils, and feeling the breath as it comes in and out. Noticing how one breath follows the next, like waves in an ocean. Being fully present for this moment just as it is, as best you can. Being present for the only moment we can ever be present for, just right now. If your breath is long, letting it be long. If it's shallow, letting it be shallow. Seeing if you can let go of any sense of needing to control or change the breath. Allowing your breath to come and go like a baby's breath, naturally. Rising and falling. And noticing where your attention is in this moment. If you notice yourself lost in a thought about the past or the future, see if you can very kindly and very gently allow the breath in this moment to become foreground. Noticing thoughts, feelings, emotions, everything will arise. Making space for whatever wants to come. At the same time, seeing how everything has its moment, exists, and then passes. Just being. At least for this moment, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. Inviting presence to the best of your capacity. Welcoming whatever arises. If you notice boredom, for example, see if you can get to know what this state of boredom is like. What are the thoughts? What's the pattern? Can we bring awareness to whatever arises? Showing up as best you can. The only moment we can ever live, which is now. All of our past successes, past failures, they're all just a story in our head. Can we be here right now, just as we are? So in these last few minutes of the meditation, seeing if you can bring your full presence, each moment as it is. It's a pleasant moment or an unpleasant moment. Seeing if you can notice the power of awareness, just being with things as they are. As best you can. Noticing the tendency to push away certain experiences or to hold on and keep other experiences. And seeing if instead we can welcome whatever wants to come and also let go of whatever needs to pass. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And if you want, you can kind of just look around the Zoom room that we have. People from all over the world are here practicing together. So see if you, when you open your eyes, can you kind of stay connected to your body and to your heart, but also look around the room and just take in all the other people who are here. Different faces, different hair colors, skin colors, ages, glasses, no glasses, and yet we're all human. We all share in the human experience. And part of the human experience is joy, and part of it is heartache. And regardless of the money that's in our bank account, whether it's a lot or small, or whether we're sitting in a big palatial house or we're sitting in a really small studio apartment, wherever we're sitting, we basically have the same experience. With mind, with body, with heart. We're all working to, as best we can, relieve our own suffering and be of greatest service to the world. And I think that's kind of why we're all here. It's not just a personal thing about how do I get myself all better, but we want to take care of ourselves so that we can also have more capacity to take care of others. And so that we don't just miss all these moments of our life, whether we're at the grocery store talking to a friend, or we're at a restaurant talking to a waiter or waitress. These are all like moments in our life that we have the possibility to show up to and to also be of service. And when we're lost in our thoughts, our stories, our dreams, or our frustrations, it's really hard to be available. And so I bow to all of you for practicing. For those who like to keep track of time, that was about 22 minutes. Just deep, deep bow to all of you for having the steadiness and the capacity. Meditation is one of the most important things. It's probably one of the most difficult things, just being with ourselves. It sounds so simple, And yet our conditioning is so, so strong to try to be somewhere else. So this is not an easy path necessarily, but it's the path of really, really showing up and waking up. And there's so many benefits and so many positive things that come from that. The practice itself isn't always easy. So if you noticed your mind racing everywhere, you notice your body fidgeting, you notice like it's just hard, you're not alone. That's just part of our process is can we begin to kind of recondition ourselves from this like the kind of like anxious, always on space to a more present space. And it's a practice. And it's really important to be kind and gentle with ourselves and know that there'll be moments where we can do it. And there'll be moments where we realize like, wow, I really have no idea what happened last hour. Because I was running some story or something was going on. So that's just all of us. So here's the two things I want to do in the next 25 minutes. I want to break people up into small groups and allow you guys to connect. And I also want to provide a little bit of time for questions. Alex, what do you think? What should we do first?
I think we can do questions first, and then whoever wants to answer, they can raise their hand and we can pick on someone.
Sounds great. And then we'll break people up into small groups.
Yes.
Yeah, in which we can turn off the recording for. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. If you go into reactions and pop up, you can raise your hand. And then we'll get to as many as we can. And then I want to break people up. And if you have to leave, if the kid's going to school or breakfast needs to be made or whatever is going on in your world and you need to depart for this next section, feel free to depart. But we want to just, if you have questions about either the practice or about the course and what's expected, we want to make some space to be able to connect around that. I see one hand up, but I don't see a person there. Oh, there she is. Can you unmute Rosemary? There we are. You're live with us now, Rosemary.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I'm having a lot of trouble hearing, so I just went to get earphones.
Okay. I'll get
Okay.
my speaker set up for next time. So apologies if it's hard to
It's
hear.
okay. I'm so appreciative of you offering this to us. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to get to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, or are you just saying thank you and blessings?
Thank you and blessings. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
looking forward to this month with everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Jennifer, I know you. Hi.
Hi,
Good to see you.
good to see you too. Good to be here. And I guess my question is, like here we're sitting, doing our, doing our presence meditation, and I'm wondering, like throughout the day when you're walking or sitting at a stoplight or, waiting on hold, just other ways that you practice, I guess, mindfulness or a state of meditation. I don't even know if I'm asking it right, but I guess I hope you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And it's great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
I think, there's this kind of misnomer, I think, that there's a certain like better place to focus than other places. So, I think the breath is often used because it's kind of something that's happening right in the present moment. And so it has a certain power. But I think anytime we're walking or we're talking or whatever we're doing, the idea is like, can we bring awareness to that act? So it's not about doing any like special act per se. I mean, I think it helps to sit and be present, but walking and feeling the wind on our skin, noticing the sensations in our hands, noticing what it's like to be kind of alive in this body. I think those are all like really amazing practices that we can incorporate, just even like walking from here to the bathroom or walking from here to the store. Like, what's that like to be kind of awake to our senses, smelling and touching and tasting and feeling and alive? There's a story of the Buddha that I always liked where after his enlightenment, he's walking down the street, supposedly the story is, and somebody comes up to him and is like, what's up with you? Like, are you some kind of god? And he said, no. Like, are you some kind of like celestial being? He's like, no. Are you some kind of wizard? He's like, no. And they're like, well, what are you? And he says, I'm awake. And I've always loved that, which is like, can we wake up? And what does that mean? And I think, you know, as you know, like certain people have better avenues than others. Like some people love music, like awakens them, or movement awakens them, or nature awakens them, or I mean, we all have different, I think, modalities that kind of awaken us. And I think part of life is finding what those are. But inevitably, if it's just like something that we don't incorporate in the rest of our life, I think we're kind of missing it, you know, like if we go to a meditation class and then we get out and rush across the street and like it's like like at some point we need to realize like it's not the thing, like the thing is not the thing. It's like every moment of life, and how do we show up for those moments? So but I think, you know, we all have our own genius too in terms of what that looks like. You know, the things that you might find like, wow, feeling my energy body, like what Eckhart calls his energy body, is like super powerful. And that's kind of, and other people find that nature is just like awakens them. So I think some of it too is just trusting our own natural genius. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Lots to let sift through my being. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Stefan, where are you calling from, Stefan, too? Or where were you calling from? Miss Jennifer, where are you calling from, Stefan? So it's kind of nice to know where people are calling from. Oops, we had you for a moment. Do you see the option to unmute? There you
Yeah,
go. You're
perfect. Thank you. Do you hear me?
Where are you calling from, Stefan?
I'm from Sweden.
Awesome, welcome.
Yeah, close to Gothenburg. I've been meditating for more or less every evening for 1.5 years. A short time, 5 to 20 minutes. But quite often it's more that I'm more sitting, I'm sitting with my thoughts more than just I little too much thoughts. When you come to that, do you have any tip to come down to me?
That's a beautiful question. And we're going to have I'm happy to share my perspectives, and we're also having other people, Sharon and John Kempis and various other people kind of come as well. And so people might have different perspectives. You know, it's interesting because, you know, let's say there's like a storm in the mind just is creating all kinds of storm. The first thing is to think like, wow, I'm not doing it right. Something's wrong with my meditation, like because there's so much activity. And another approach is to look at it and just to be present with all the activity. It's like, wow, the state of my mind right now is very active. And John Kabat-Zinn likes to give that example where he says, you know, if you're on the ocean and there's a storm, at one level, all the waves are just kind of like going crazy. But if you drop down 50 or 100 feet, it's actually still. So we're not trying to get rid of the storm, but we're seeing if there's a place inside of us that can be aware of the storm, but that's not in the storm. Like if you're angry and you're aware that you're angry, are you angry or are you aware? Right, and the awareness is possible regardless of the waves, or, you know, regardless of the content, that there's a possibility that awareness is present. And so awareness of activity, or awareness of chaos, or awareness of storm is also just an awareness. So that could be something to just kind of play with, versus thinking that there's something wrong, maybe that there's like a bigger capacity. You know, the story that's often used is like if you have some red dye and you put that red dye in a cup of water, the water turns red. If you put that same red dye in the ocean or a big lake, what happens? Like not much, because the capacity is very different. So the anger, if the anger is, let's say, the red dye, it can have different impact on different minds, depending on how spacious and open that mind is. So you might just want to play with, in those moments when there's a lot of activity, can you be present for that activity? And is there a place that you can drop into in yourself? But it's hard. It's hard. So I'm with you.
I accept it is like that, but I try to
Yeah.
get more out of it if possible, just to train me to have more focus.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
In
We're doing
enough.
stuff all day long.
Yeah.
It's great. Third Zen patriarch quote. Let me see if I can remember it. He says, when you try to push away activity to achieve passivity, the very effort fills you with activity. Something like that.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yep.
so maybe we'll have one more, and I would love just to have like 10 minutes where people can also connect. So I'm seeing you, Jane.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Soren, and hi, everybody. Yeah, one of my problems is I'm wondering if I'm doing this right. And I and I know John Kabat-Zinn says there's no way to do it wrong. But I guess I'd like to ask this. I saw your introductory video, and we are concentrating on being present and aware. I know there are other kinds of meditations that John Kabat-Zinn and everybody does, of like loving kindness. And so is this month dedicated to just
I think I lost you for a second. Whoops. Maybe I lost me. Can you hear me, Alex?
Yes, I hear you. I think
might
we
have
might have
lost
lost Jane.
So the different teachers that are coming in, I'm kind of letting them choose what kind of meditation they want to do. So when Sharon leads one on Tuesday, she's free to teach or to offer whatever she is. So I'm hoping that there'll be a little bit of a mixture of different practices. So might be a loving kindness meditation or body awareness meditation. But there's so many different gazillion meditations in the world. My kind of goal here is not to necessarily promote one, but just realizing like we all know it's powerful. So if we can come together and practice and support each other in whatever meditation we do, that there's kind of a power in that. So my hope is that it's really not about the specific meditations or which one is better or worse, but it's actually supporting all of us and just making practice a more regular experience for most of us. And I think it's hard to argue that like in all of our days, we can't find 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes just to be still with ourselves. And so that the inspiration for me is just to support that in all of our lives. Hope that kind of makes sense. So here's my thinking is let's break up into small groups. I'd love for each of you to share with the other, why are you here? What drew you to this course? So we can kind of build some community and connection as we do part of this. So we have about 14 minutes left. And I am going to do breakout rooms now. And again, if you need to leave, feel free to leave. But if you can stay, we can get to meet some of our other human beings coming from all over the world. There'll be about 4 of you, let's see, per group, 3 to 4 of you per group. And please just take a moment to share what brought you here. All right, you should see an invite coming out soon. Let's see, 16. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Karen. Did you guys have a problem getting in?
There was no one else in my group.
Oh, okay. You can stay here with us, or I can send you to a different group.
It's fine to stay.
Yeah, I'm happy to send you to a different group too. Let's see. Why am I not seeing you on the? Do you want to tell us why you're here?
By and large, to reinforce daily practice. I liked the simplicity of the offering.
Yeah,
I've been part of the Shambhala Buddhist community, and our local group doesn't exist any longer. So it's I'm looking, and I live rurally, so
okay.
yeah,
Where
yeah,
do you
it's
live?
in Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked the approach and just the commitment to a month and
Mhm.
20 minutes a day, and just getting back into something, a
That's
schedule.
beautiful. Well, so good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the offering.
Scott
thank
or
you.
Penny, did you guys want to say anything? What brought you to this month long? Let's see, Penny, I think you're talking, but I can't hear you. I just asked you to mute.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Because I played with everything. The lady in the breakout room could hear me, but I couldn't hear her. And so I don't know what happened. So I've sort of missed where we are. Are we just sharing about meditation?
Well, what brought you to this course? What was it?
Well, I've hit and missed so long with meditation, and I had a husband that at death's door learned to meditate, and he managed to stay alive 11 years. The doctors were amazed. I'm still struggling 20 years later, and I'm 80 now, and I don't want to keep messing around with meditation. So
Okay.
I'm really attempting to do it every day. I understand a lot about it. It's the sitting still.
Yeah.
I'm ADHD, and it makes it more challenging. It's not an excuse because I know I can do it. And I've been doing it more and more, but I just want to get involved with people that are more interested in that too.
Beautiful. And where are you calling from?
Austin, Texas.
Great. I grew up in Lubbock.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Glad you're
I'm
here.
glad to be here. I appreciate all you do. And I love John Kabat-Zinn. I've been really listening
He's
for
a-
about 2 years.
he's
That's
a
how I
good-
found you, through that
Oh, wow. Okay.
on YouTube.
Oh, is that right? Oh, my
Mhm.
goodness. Okay. We have a lot of John's videos up on YouTube, a lot of
Yes.
meditations from him. So that's also, yeah, really powerful. And I think, part of my desire to do the course was just to meet people like this, and have some connection and have some community around practice, because I think that can be really, really helpful.
Well, what I came to after 20 years, after watching my husband with miracles, when he had cancer and died, it was just amazing. And yet I've struggled for so long. And now I'm at a place where I understand there's no right or wrong. It's
Yeah.
more for me where I am a question of committing and doing it. So I'm having to push myself. Once I sit still, I'm fine. I don't want to sit
Part is
still.
sitting down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'd rather get busy.
And
Yes.
if you do it first thing in the morning, that's amazing. Michelle, do you want to jump in here? Let's see. Where are you? You're out fighting fires?
Hello. Yeah, can you
Hello.
hear me, Soren?
Is that a natural background?
Yeah, I'm at Four Corners Meadows, Tahoe National Forest, Cerebral Ranger District. There was some turkeys just going through, but I think we just missed them. But
Wow. Well, this is so great. Michelle fights fires and also leads meditation and mindfulness programs for the U.S. government and does amazing work. And it's so sweet to see you and join us from the field.
yes, it's wonderful to see you and hear you.
Yeah, and thank you for joining this. We hope you can bounce in as much as you can.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm going to open up all these, bring everybody back. They have 1 minute so we can have a little bit of a close all rooms. Yeah, Michelle, this is, anyways, we'll catch up.
Okay.
Let me know when you're back in a place to talk. And thank you for all the work that you're doing, both on the firefighter side, but also on the mindfulness side.
Thank you
bow.
too. Thank you for supporting us.
Of course, we are one big team. So welcome back, everyone. It looks like we have, we have a lot of people still coming in. The breakout rooms close in 26 seconds. So we'll just kind of wait. It's so nice to see so many people from so many different parts of the world too. We tried to find a time that worked for as many people as possible. I know a lot of our people are in the US and Europe. I think we have some people from Asia and different places as well. But it's really heartening just to see all the different people from all these different worlds. And part of the intention here is really to build community. So I hope you were able to connect. And, you know, that's kind of an important part for me is like, I hope you actually were able to connect, even if it was just for 10 minutes with other humans. And kind of we realize like different accents that come from different places, but we share in the same journey and that we can support each other in that journey. And it's not about one person. It's not about me. It's not about like even John Cabazan, whoever you might have come to hear. It's about you and you being truly who you are. And we all have that capacity and we all have that ability and we all have our own innate genius inside us that we can cultivate and bring forth in the world. And the world desperately needs it. It desperately needs us living our full genius. There's no way we're going to solve all the challenges of our age without us fully showing up and bringing our full selves to our life. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Next session is Tuesday. Sharon Salzberg is going to join us. And then on the following Thursday, we'll have a meditation and community session like this. So deep heart to all of you for just kind of being a part of this journey together. I'm going to change it so that we can unmute and maybe we can say some, let's see, blessings and goodbyes. Alex, do you see how to, oh, here, I can unmute them. So you can now unmute yourselves and maybe we can just say some blessings and goodbyes. Any and all languages are welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.